what's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chishi Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
My problematic view on men. You're not going to want to miss this. No more wasting time. Let's get it.
I came to the realization today that I have a really problematic view about men, and more specifically men as fathers. Because tell me why I was scrolling through Facebook and I came across this gender reveal party, and I was watching the father for his reaction, and when he found out he was having a boy, I got secondhand embarrassment from how hard he was celebrating over the fact that he's gonna have a boy. Like,
Why?
I couldn't just let him have his moment of being excited to be a father. Like, I had to scrutinize every little detail. And I was convinced that this man is probably just a sexist who hates women and hates girls, and that's why he wants a boy.
Jesus Christ. Ladies and gentlemen, we have finally lost it. You as a man cannot be excited or look forward to or want to have a beautiful baby boy. Why? Because we know the state of affairs when it comes to gender topics today. You know, why do you want a boy? You think boys are better than women? What's wrong with you? Drink some tea.
No, I'll have a tea actually.
But in all honesty, man, I'm not surprised. Imagine as a man, if somebody asked you, so what do you want? You want a boy or you want a girl? There's a moment there where you're thinking, and you know, if you say boy, then a part of society would look at that as why, right? Why? And this has to do with like the purposefully grayed out lines that we have right now when it comes to gender, men and women. If you say, well, I want a boy so I can teach him how to fight, you could do that with a woman, right? Or I want a boy because I want him to be highly competitive. Well, can't women be highly competitive? And because we've blurred the definitions of what is a woman or gender roles, should women be feminine? Should men be masculine? You guys know what I stand for here on this channel. Then you shouldn't want to have a man. You shouldn't want to have a boy, right? Society kind of feeds into this type of an idea. But let's listen to what else she has to say.
But then, like, he can't win, because if he found out he was having a girl and he was celebrating that hard over having a baby girl, I would automatically assume he was a predator. I would be like, got him, lock him up. Like, no, that's it.
It gets worse. It gets worse. Not only can you want to not only can you not want a beautiful baby boy, right, to raise up to be a man, to maybe you want a replica of yourselves. A bunch of Chisha replicas. Now that's good coffee. No, I'm just kidding. But really, guys, think about this. You cannot want a boy if you're a man, and you can't celebrate too hard if you want a girl, because now you're looking weird, bro. That's a weird situation to be in as a man. Like, even if you're excited, you're like, yes, you know, yeah, you can't. You got to celebrate calmly. This is tough. Why is it like this? I'll tell you why it's like this. I'll tell you why the first thing definitely exists. And that's because there's a very real effort to shun all things masculine today. It's very real. For example, take a look at this post I saw recently that came from whatever company produces M&Ms, right? This was shared. It says, all female M&Ms, January 10, M&Ms is selling an all-female pack that includes only the colors of M&Ms that are depicted as women. Interesting. And then on the packaging there, it says supporting women, flipping the status quo, down to the candy we eat. It'd be one thing if there was like inclusion of both men and women. It's like, no, all women M&Ms, they're all female. I read the actual caption for you guys here from Jerry News. It says, M&Ms is selling an all-female pack that includes only the purple, brown, and green M&Ms. The colors that are depicted as women in the candy's animated ads. This is meant to celebrate women everywhere who are flipping the status quo, promotional material state. The caption goes on to read, this comes months after M&M's inspired memes when it swapped the green M&M's go-go boots for sneakers in an effort to be more inclusive. And the more inclusive they are, the more they cater to women, because they are women spend money. They are the buying class, right? Women spend the most money. In fact, they're in charge of most spending when it comes to even households. And like in marriages, with families. But what did the people have to say about that particular story? You'd be surprised. Most people, like this commenter, says, what's next? They/them and M's? 517 likes. So Noah here thinks they're going a little bit too far. Another person here added, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. 64 likes. Another comment here from another person reads, they already have them. The ones without nuts. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah. Another comment here from another person says, and they cost 18% less than normal M&Ms. I think this is a joke. I'm missing it. If you can help me understand, I appreciate it. Another comment here from another gentleman says, nothing sells inclusivity less than excluding an entire gender. 25 likes. Next, another gentleman here added, thank God we assigned fictional chocolate marketing characters a gender and then celebrated their equality with their fellow fictional chocolate marketing characters. Yeah, I thought that was really interesting. And you may think this is like one instance where a company is going above and beyond, but no, this happens pretty regularly. If you pay attention, man, you got to put those RP lenses on. So back to the chick who basically said, hey, I had a problem with the man celebrating with the fact that he was going to have a boy. And then she thought about it and said, you know, I thought about him celebrating that hard for a girl too. And that to me would have been weird. And she recognized that because of traumatic experiences that she's been through, which could be legitimate, that she's conditioned to think this way also, right? I think most women think that way. At least the first part is, if you want a boy, then you must think boys are better. Well, what if you just want a boy? And what if the things that you want to do, the things that you enjoy doing, are things that most men are inclined to enjoy, like more combat sports or, you know, things like that, etc. Man stuff. Let's see what the people had to say in response to that chick. First comment here comes from a woman. She says, it's not like we created this feeling in a vacuum though. So she's saying you might have some legitimacy to how you feel. Another chick here says, I do that too, and I honestly think TikTok doesn't help for this. Okay, so she's acknowledging, which I think is a pretty good point. Another woman here says, I catch myself doing this too. I honestly think it's better to be worried than not. Your intuition is probably right. It's probably not. It's probably not right. I believe most men today want boys, and you assuming that those men who want boys must be sexist is wrong. But again, this effort everywhere to feminize men and women so that they're easily controlled, because they'll be easily emotional, less disagreeable. Men are more disagreeable than women, contributes to a lot of this. Next comment, this one comes from a gentleman, says, I know the feeling. A girl put something in my drink once. Now I'm unable to accept anything a girl tries to give me out of fear. And I understand where this guy's coming from. He's saying, hey, you know, I had bad experiences and now I kind of look at women in a shady way. And props to the chick in the video, right? At least she was able to acknowledge that she has this very negative view towards men, fathers in particular. So that takes being able to be introspective. Props to her. I don't think most women who go around calling certain men sexist actually experience that in their day-to-day lives. I just don't think that's the case. But if her view stems from a traumatic experience, I definitely could see why, and props to her for wanting to work on that. Another comment here from a woman says, same, my boyfriend and I have been working on this together because I really hate feeling like that about literally every man. Damn, literally every man? And the creator responded back to that chick and says, yeah, it's draining. I'm suspicious of all of them. Yeah, that's no good. A gentleman here added, you're excused. I'm so happy that you realized your problems that stems from trauma. I'm in your shoes also after women have sued me. They have taken my nephew away, but the hate is also not the right thing to do. We can hate those that hurt us, not those we have never met. And I will go further to say that if you're able to get over that hate, because that takes work to carry hate and hate other people, and you know, work over healing. I don't know how new this experience with this guy is that's the goal, right? Next comment from another woman says, this is less your fault and more honestly result of reality. Oh, so here we have a woman who's saying, hey, You're justified in the way that you think and view men who want boys. She goes on to say, it's hard to unsee things, especially repeating patterns. You see it that way because it is too often is that way. I disagree with that. Another guy responded back to that woman and says, the internet has skewed people's views completely on the world. It's mainly only the negatives that stick with us. This is true. He goes on to add, I feel like TikTok has been one of the main perpetrators for creating a gender war. Sad to see because good men and women should be banding together. Another person added, yeah, I feel the same way. I feel a bad way about certain stuff when it comes to women, but I try to ignore it and give people a chance. I think it's healthy for everyone to remind themselves, right? For everyone to remind themselves that they are good men out there. And for men to remind themselves that they are good women out there. Good women do exist. Good men do exist. I also believe that everything that's happening right now was eventually going to happen. When you go so far left field with this effort to like feminize everything, we want more rights. When women have all the rights that could possibly be afforded to them currently, and then we want to demonize and go after men for just being men in particular, like being a man is a problem. Well, then you're going to have men who are going to say, you know what? No, I like being a masculine man. And that will look like a gender war of trying to figure out, is there a balance to this whole thing, or can we all just be whatever we want to be? And I think that's exactly what's happening right now. Yeah, but overall, props to the lady in the video for recognizing that she had this very negative perception of men, fathers in general. And I've even wrestled with this myself on this channel. Is like, as a guy, like I'll see comments sometimes of men who say, oh, there are no good women left. No, there are good women left. There are good women left. Now, do most women in Western culture fall into that mindset of, I don't need a man, and masculine men are toxic and we should all just be fluid? Yes, unfortunately, that is the case. I don't attach morality to that. To me, it's just like either you drink coffee or you don't. Either you get it or you don't. You don't drink coffee? Okay, well, you're going to get what's coming for you. As far as like, if you're out here thinking you could be a woman and you can raise up a man without, you know, the father being around, well, you're going to experience the difficulties that single mothers go through. The same thing of being a father who thinks you can raise up a young girl into a woman. You do need a woman to show that girl how to be a mother, right? We work well together. As always, I'm curious to know what you think. This is a very interesting topic. Leave your comments down below. I appreciate you guys for checking out yet another episode of The Coffee Pot. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.